Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Bullring presented by Five Star Race Car Bodies. I'm Alan Dietz, along with Jess Ballard, and a great weekend coming up here, Jess. I really think this 4th of July extended weekend, I kind of put it there with Memorial Day and Labor Day. I mean, people race. They're going to race from Thursday at State Park with us, but you know, you're going to see races all the way through the 4th all around the country. So you're almost a week of racing.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's not, we don't have like the big races of, you know, the big national series like we do on Memorial Weekend. Mm-hmm. But we have a ton of short track racing.
For short trackers, this is probably the bigger of a week.
And I can think of no better way than to celebrate the 4th of July than at the racetrack.
Yeah.
Or watching at home on Racing America.
On Racing America. Our guest today, we're going to have Rich Bickle joining us for a special announcement that I think you folks will find very interesting.
Yeah, y'all are going to love this.
Phil Surgeon, Ross Chastain's crew chief, he'll join us to talk about their big win at Nashville. Also here for Michael Hinde, Andy Jankowiak, and Jimmy Renfrew. Now you know.
Yeehaw.
What time it is.
It's time for the highlights.
Let's go.
Racing Across America.
All right, Racing Across America. Thursday, super late models in action at State Park Speedway. The 22 of MG Gajewski leads the early going. Eventually, the 5 of John Beal and Brock Heinrich are up front. The contact sends Beal for a spin in turn 4. Both have to go to the rear. Comes down to a great battle for the win between Justin Mondyke and Jason Weinkauf. Weinkauf getting the advantage on the outside. He leads the rest of the way for his second straight super late model win at State Park. Friday night, the super late model 100, it was originally scheduled for Saturday at Oxford Plains Speedway. Former Oxford 250 winner Jeremy Wharf jumps out to the early lead, but gets some damage on his right front following a spin by the slower car of Brian Wally. That eventually ended his chances for the win. Former track champion Dave Farrington Jr. took command at this point, but was eventually overtaken by Joe Pastor. Following a restart, Pastor leads the rest of the way for his first career win at Oxford Plains. Saturday, Citrus County Speedway. Did you get to see either one of these super late model races?
No, I didn't. I mean, I did on social media,
but you missed some great
I know.
races. And let me tell you this.
Well, good thing I can go back and watch it on racingamerica.com.
That's right. Maybe the race of the weekend. Let's pick it up in Twin 1 here with 6 laps to go. George Gorham in the 10 gets into the leader. Michael Hinde moves him up the racetrack. In third place, Dustin Dunn gives Gorham a tap. Hinde counters with an unbelievable 3-wide move to retake the lead before Gorham eventually spins out of contention. Hinde hangs on for the win in Twin 1. Gorham starts up front for Twin 2. He's probably a little bit ticked off after Twin 1. He dominated Twin 2. Wasn't even close, prevented Michael Hinde from making the sweep. Saturday, Anderson Speedway, the CRA Street Stocks. I think there were 28 for 150 laps. Great cars, all eyes on 00 of Brett Hudson, who was the fast qualifier. He had to methodically work his way through the field after a bad draw. He caught race-long leader James Kirby, but Kirby was just too strong. He takes the win in the 150-lapper. On to Sunday, late models in action at Wiscasset Speedway in Maine. Great job getting this day of racing in despite threatening skies. Caution waves when Sean Austin goes for a slide in the grass. Silas Ripley in the 09 trying to make a move on Patrick Murphy. Ripley forced in the grass. He spins. And another excellent finish on tap. Chris Burgess on the bottom, Will Collins on top. Burgess secures the win by inches over Collins at the line.
Alors on est prêt et voilà le drapeau vert est lancé pour le Claude Leclerc.
That's the French call for the green flag by Bobby Prizo to get the ACT late models kicked off Sunday afternoon. Bobby's very excitable. Carl Poole and another car make contact and spin in turns 3 and 4. Great racing all day from top to bottom. Jimmy Renfrew takes the lead from Danny Trepanier. In the end, Renfrew makes his first trip to Quebec a success, scoring a second career American-Canadian Tour late model win. And we wind the weekend down at Slinger Speedway with the Pro Late Models. Billy Braun from the outside gets the early lead in his Dodge. Familiar story, though. Jesse Bernhagen moves around Braun to take the lead, followed by the 39 of Zach Prunty. Bernhagen leads the rest of the way for his 5th straight, Jess.
Dang.
Pro Late Model win at Slinger.
That's crazy.
That is crazy, and that gets you caught up on the week that was in short track racing here on Racing America. When we come back, we're going to share a little announcement with you with our friend Rich Bickle.
5-Star Bodies, the most advanced bodies on the market, aerodynamically engineered, manufactured from the highest grade and lightest weight materials, tested tough for optimum performance. The highest quality and most durable products you'll find anywhere. Our products help racers around the world reach victory lane. Winning never looked so good. Faster, lighter, stronger, better. 5-Star.
Come out to Star Speedway Saturday, July 1st as the Tour Type Modifieds race for $10,000 to win in the Racers Honoring Racers 100. And that's not all. The Granite State Pro Stock Series will also be in action, along with Legends, Bandoleros, and 6 shooters. It's 100 laps of Tour Type Mod racing at Star Speedway, Saturday, July 1st. And you can see it exclusively on Racing America.
Welcome to Raceface Digital Collectible Cards. Are you a driver or a team looking to expand your brand? Want to connect with your fans, give sponsors more exposure, and earn income from all card sales? Then Raceface Digital has you covered. Digitize your brand with 5 different collectible cards. Enrollment is now open to all drivers and all series. Visit racefacedigital.com today and use invite code RA1.
Hi, I'm Carson Osamar, and you're watching Racing America.
Well, our first guest today here on the Bullring kind of needs no introduction. 5-time Snowball Derby winner, multi-time Slinger Nationals winner. We'll get to that in a minute because there's some technicalities that go with that, but it's Rich Bickle. And Rich, first off, thanks for being on with us. And the reason that we decided to have you on here with us today is, much to my surprise, but a very pleasant surprise, you have agreed to be a part of our broadcast of the Slinger Nationals.
Well, it's hard enough for me to go to the racetrack, but I figured this might make it a little easier for me to be able to talk about people.
Well, I just hope, I really hope that none of the young drivers do anything stupid.
Well, it's kind of funny. I mean, a lot of people have been around me for a lot of years, and they know I'm not really politically correct. So, like I said, if you want it, you're going to get the truth.
Well, here's a question I got for you before we get to Jess. Jess is scared you don't like her.
Why is that?
Why is that, Jess?
Well, just like
That's it.
a few. Not me.
Well, it's this deep subject.
Not me personally. There was one time, and we can.
Jess is looking at me like she
like,
wants to kill me right now.
This was years ago. There was one time
I can't even remember
that you posted something about Travis on Facebook. Travis being, one of these dumb kids we're talking
Travis
about.
Braden.
Yeah, and maybe he did
Rich
was right.
Stupid.
Yeah, maybe. And so, for that reason, I don't think he hates me.
He hates Travis.
No, I don't even think he hates Travis. But
I don't hate anybody.
See, he doesn't hate anyone, but he wants to he has ran enough races where I feel like he does have room to have an opinion on these things, which is so great. That he is going to be joining you in the booth because you're pretty soft.
Now.
You're pretty soft. Not soft. You're listen, it's going to be entertaining to say the least having Rich in the booth because he's going to say what everyone else is thinking.
Well, how do you look at it, Rich? Because it's like I told you whenever we talked about this, you've been a part of the NASCAR game and all that stuff, so you know kind of how things go and stuff. But I don't think there's anything wrong with calling people out when they do something good or if they do something that's not so smart.
Well, that's the problem with the world nowadays. There's no, what would be the good word for it? There's no people that actually say what the truth is. Everybody is kind of like politically correct. And it's like, I was never built that way. I mean, I never got a shot to go down south because, I didn't win a lot of races. I mean, I won because I won a lot of races.
Listen, you can also say what you think, though, because you look like you could kill somebody if they made you mad. I mean, let's be honest.
Well, there's been a few altercations, but it's all good. That's what makes, I think that's what's lacking in the sport right now. I think the problem, and like I've said, it's, there's no, everybody's 18 or 19 or 20 or 22. There's no age there, and everybody's trying to play the same game and be politically correct and everything, and nobody calls anybody out. And I was shocked to see that the Love kid and another kid got into a little bit there at Michigan and then at Elko. But it's, you got to stand up for yourself. And nowadays, I think it's just everybody's on you so hard that it's just a different world. Back in our day, I mean, it's either we race or we race good, or we argue and crash, or we fight, or whatever it was. And it's just a different world. And so now sitting back and watching it, which is very different from me sitting in the stands and watching races, it's quite interesting to see. And it's like, went to Dell's last week and watched Luke Fenhouse tap out and come from the back and went in the last lap. And, I went and fist bumped him because, he's a good little racer. And so there's guys out there that have talent. It just, the problem is nowadays there's too many guys with money that pay their kids way, to get to that position. And it's kind of sad.
Yeah, well, we'll get this out of the way before y'all go live, because I'm sure y'all will be on your best behavior once we're live. Yeah. But what do you think is, I was not around back in the good old days. So what do you think is the biggest difference between, racing back then and racing now that we, have some of these issues?
Well, I think I just said it. I mean, daddy's footing the bill for everything. And I think they're trying to live through the kids to, try to do something they couldn't do because they didn't have the money to do it at the time or something. And I mean, I remember my dad got the first wire feud welder in 1972. And I was 11 years old. And I go, well, how does it work? He goes, I'll show you one time. And he showed me one time. And he goes, now there's a pile of metal over in the corner. Figure it out yourself. And that's how I learned. And I mean, I worked at Dorsey Trailer and bought end rolls of aluminum, built race car bodies. And, I was a fabricator because that's what kept me going in racing. And I mean, we talked about this the other night. I don't know how many left front tires I bought from Joe Shear and Dick Trickle and the rest of the guys and put them on a rim and stretch them for a week to make right side tires out of them back in the day. I never had $5. And now what a story that my crew chief, Tony D'Ambrose, told me about the race they had in Florida during speed weeks where the kid was so small, they wrecked the primary car, and they had to take the motor and transmission out and put in the backup car. Well, the kid was so small, nobody else could get in the seat, and the kid didn't even know how to take the snaps off the shifter boot or even know how to use 2 wrenches to take a bolt apart. And I mean, and daddy's paying $60,000 a race to have the kid drive the car, and plus a major crash clause. I'm like, oh my, I'm dumbfounded. But, it's a different world, and I got to shake my head and talk about it and say, well, I guess this is the way it is nowadays. And it's sad, but it is what it is.
Well, we're going to have a good time with it. Now, what I was talking about with Slinger a little bit earlier is prior to 2000, the Nationals literally were Nationals. You won it twice as a race after 2000, but you won it several times, if I'm remembering correctly, prior to it being a single race, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of times it's 2 nights. I mean, then when Erickson owned Madison, they ran one race at Slinger, one at Madison, and I should have won it again. I come from the back and I passed Kenseth for lead, and I got underneath him going turn 3, and he doored me and sent me down to the infield, and that's a whole nother story between me and him. But
yeah, we'll talk about that in a couple of weeks.
But yeah, so but that was the Nationals were it, man. I mean, that was for being up in the north, that the Midwest. I mean, it was full out. I mean, you had 50, 60, 70 cars, and I mean, it was as good as it gets.
Well, I appreciate you doing this. I really do. It's something, like I told you, that we've talked about internally here for a while, trying to get you on, and obviously you were racing for a long time, so I appreciate you doing it, and we're going to have a lot of fun.
Well, people ask me how's the Dells there Saturday night, and I just turned 62, but so my mom said I was on her hip at a month old, so that's where I started at the racetrack, and not racing last year. I went to 5 races. I think I've been to 8 or 9 so far this year. It's getting a little easier, but it's like anything else, 45 years behind the wheel and winning 500 plus features, and just growing up in the area and racing 200 and some racetracks that I've raced at. It just, people have no concept of that. I mean, there's not 200 some asphalt tracks left in the country.
Yeah.
But there's so many stories and so much good times, and I mean, if you want to get into depth in some of these that are in a couple of weeks, it'll be a good time.
Well, I appreciate it, and we'll be talking to you again soon.
You bet.
All right, that's Rich Bickle again. He'll be joining us for our broadcast of the Slinger Nationals.
Ready to take your brand to the next level? At Victory Lane Design, we can help. If you are looking for a professional website, cutting-edge logo, a hero card that separates you from the pack, or video production to keep you connected with your fans, then check out VictoryLaneDesign.com, where winning counts. 5-star bodies, the most advanced bodies on the market, aerodynamically engineered, manufactured from the highest grade and lightest weight materials, tested tough for optimum performance. The highest quality and most durable products you'll find anywhere. Our products help racers around the world reach victory lane. Winning never looked so good. Faster, lighter, stronger, better. 5-star.
Music City once again becomes Race City with one of the biggest nights of the racing year. See the best ASA racers from the Southern Super Series and the CRA Super Series battle July 2nd in the North-South Challenge at Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. Plus 100 laps of pro late model racing and much more. Gates open at 3 and racing starts at 5. It's the North-South Challenge July 2nd at Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. Catch it only on Racing America.
So for me, the people that influenced me the most coming up short track racing were probably Shane and Dale McDowell. Both of them taught me tons of lessons. I think that, to respect one another, a lot of hard work goes into the effort that each and every short track racer goes through each and every weekend. I mean, you're bringing different cars to the track and you're having to work on them in your garage at home, and there's just a lot of effort that goes into that. And just a level of respect that you need to have and race each other like you want to be raced. But Shane and Dale were great for my entire racing career, and the lessons that they taught during that time are really influential for me moving forward.
Yeah, I thought that me and William lined up on the front row, and I thought he chased me up a little too much in the moment. I haven't watched the replay, but to me, he was worried about me, and the 19 in turn 1 drove underneath both of us. And then after that, he chased me up off of 4, and the 19 cleared both of us, and we were still side by side. And I thought, dang, Will, you let the guy in third drive by both of us. So 1911 specifically, yes. There were times that they passed me. The 11 got by us on the strategy of the caution, but when I got back to him, he raced me great. 19 did as well, and that's all I asked for. At the end of stage 2, when the points were on the line, 19 ran me all over the track. I wasn't going to pass that 19, no matter how fast I was. Luckily, we were fast right after that, able to drive by him after maybe 30 laps, and then the 11 a little bit later. I feel like if we'd have pitted again, the final pit stop, and ran to the end and tried to pass him late, I don't think I'd have got the same courtesy. So a little bit fortunate on the timing, but also definitely they did it how they've said they would. And, I've been racing them with more room, and they gave it to me tonight.
Well, that's what Ross Chastain had to say after his big win Sunday evening at Nashville Super Speedway. We were scheduled to have Phil Surgeon on as crew chief, but you know how that stuff goes. Those guys are awful busy. Yeah, and getting ready for the Chicago Street Course, which we'll talk about. But, we've talked a lot about, well, everybody's talked a lot about Ross Chastain, really, and honestly, for the last 2 years, and whether or not it seemed like after Darlington and when Rick Hendrick said something about his driving style that something changed, and frankly he was not running up front. I mean, he wasn't even running up close to the front.
Yeah, that's true. I really enjoyed his interview on the front stretch after the race, just talking about basically...
He looked relieved, and he just said, and this is something we can all relate to, even if we're not race car drivers or professional athletes, when people are, being... What's the word I'm looking for?
Mean. Not mean, but criticizing.
Yeah.
I guess mean.
Critical.
It's important to find your people and have those conversations with the people you know and trust.
Because no matter who you are, it wears on you.
It does. And you knew it was. These guys can pretend like it rolls off their back, but they're professional athletes. Anyway, it was good to see him, that he was able to kind of work through all of that with his team. I think it was a testament to how close Trackhouse is and how tight they are as a team. And it was like a feel good story. And I think you're right. He seemed relieved, and it was good to see that he didn't let that like totally bring him down.
Well, I like him a lot, and he is a breath of fresh air. He is not that cookie cutter driver. He goes out there and he gives it his all. And I think a little bit about when Carl Edwards and even Kurt Busch were in the truck series, they were very raw and went out there and went over the limit sometimes and things like that. But it seems like they were able to kind of work through it in competitive equipment in the truck series and in the Xfinity series before they got the Cup. And I know Ross had all those races and things like that, but not really in competitive equipment in the Xfinity series. When he was good in the truck series, he was dominant. The races that he won, they weren't really close. He kind of outpaced the field. So I know it's got to be hard for Justin Marks and all those guys to pull the reins in, but at the same time, you got to at least have the respect to your competitors to say, hey, if this guy needs me to cut him a break, in other words, if he's a little bit out of control, I'm going to let him get back in line as opposed to just sitting there and hang him out to wreck.
Yeah. Well, I've just really enjoyed watching Trackhouse, being a new team, just, unfold in front of us. Justin Marks has so many amazing ideas, and he's such a great leader.
And Pitbull too. He is not just a figurehead.
You're absolutely right. The way they do things over there, I think it was a great landing spot for Ross, and Daniel, and just, it's really easy to root for these guys because it's such a good story. Something I want to say though is I feel like Ross has always been, the underdog and the underfunded equipment, and he's, outperformed his equipment, and that's why he got these opportunities. And then, so quickly, he, people, kind of, forgot about that narrative, and have kind of switched to, once he got into a competitive ride in the Cup Series, now they've moved to this narrative and kind of forgot about all that, which I think is a testament to how good Ross has been, to make people forget that he has, since I've been following the sport, kind of an underdog.
Yeah.
And he doesn't, you wouldn't be having these conversations if he was still an underdog. I feel like.
But he still kind of acts like the underdog.
Yes.
And that might have been what caused some of these problems. Of course, the Cup Series this weekend going to the street course at Chicago. That is going to be wild. It's something I can't wait to watch.
Oh, yes.
I don't know what it's going to turn out to be, but hopefully it turns out well. When we come back, we're going to talk to a young driver who came off a big win this past weekend at Citrus County Speedway. Michael Hinde joins us next.
What creates a winning combination? Quality, focus, discipline, and most importantly, speed. At Pepperjack Kennels, we provide exceptional water and land training services for hardworking retrievers. From leading in the field to leading on the track, together we establish winning dogs and a winning team. Devoted to retrievers and motorsports, we are Pepperjack Kennels. Visit us online to learn more.
SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel are your all-inclusive motorsports warehouses with more than 450 product lines. They have everything to put you in victory lane, from professional racing to street performance. SRI and Stock Car Steel have you covered with leading brands as well as a large selection of steel, aluminum, and plastics. With locations in North Carolina and Indiana, access has never been easier. SRI has the world's largest inventory of used parts. SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel and Aluminum, your one-stop shops for everything racing.
Hey, this is Matt Kenseth. Come and join me at Slinger Super Speedway for the Slinger Nationals.
8-time Nationals winner Matt Kenseth takes on Chase Elliott, William Byron, and the best pavement racers in America for a chance at over $30,000 to win. It's the 44th annual Cobblestone Hotels Slinger Nationals. It all goes down Tuesday, July 11th at Slinger Super Speedway. Racing starts at 6:30. You can see it exclusively on Racing America.
Welcome to the new home for race fans, Racing America. Live short track racing.
Glad to have you back here with us on Racing America, and of course here on the Bullring, presented by 5-Star Race Car Bodies. Of course, our ASA list driver joining us this week, we're going to get to that in just a minute, is Michael Hinde. But before we talk about ASA and the North-South Challenge at Nashville this weekend with Michael, I want to talk to you about this past weekend at Citrus County. You guys weren't even planning on going to Citrus County. You decided at the last minute to go get a win in the first twin, and I got to think that's exactly what you and this team needed at this point in the year.
Definitely. It's been an up and down season so far. Haven't really had the greatest luck that we've been hoping for. We were planning on going to North Carolina for the Southern Super Series doubleheaders. Unfortunately, that got rained out, and it was a last-minute decision to go to Citrus. And we were pretty good on Friday. Wasn't a whole lot of cars there. A few more showed up Saturday. Kind of thought we were close. Didn't qualify. Just started the race. Ended up starting fourth. And about halfway through the run, it got real dicey. Ended up getting 3 wide a few times. Luckily, we had a few good restarts at the end, and I ended up getting the win.
Yeah, that was unbelievable. I don't know if you saw the highlight, but I was watching it live, and I was kind of like, what?
No, it was great for sure. A little bit of an update, not on the racetrack. I always like to ask about what you guys are up to. Outside the racetrack. You mentioned that you're on vacation. Where are you at?
We're at Indian Rocks Beach. We do a family trip every year for about a week. So straight after the races Saturday night, we drove up here, and it's been good so far. Real hot, but you gotta expect that at the beach. But it's been a real good time. So we got a couple more days. I believe we're gonna leave here Friday and then drive to Nashville Saturday for the Pro and Super race this weekend.
Yeah, you got the
Are you going
to Nashville?
Yeah.
Well, I guess now I'm having FOMO, so I think I should. I didn't go to the Cup race. Travis did. And he looked like he had a great time.
Yeah, but is his little guy going?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, you need to figure that out, I imagine.
Well, anyways, let's talk about ASA at Nashville. So I don't know as far as numbers go, if we're at the halfway point for the ASA.
Let's just
tour.
say we're halfway through the year.
So in your opinion, How has it gone? Has it met your expectations? We're always talking about the vibe at the ASA races. What's the vibe like? Tell us your thoughts.
So it was definitely very hyped up, and I don't think it started off the greatest, but I think they're definitely working in the right direction. Like anything, you can't always be perfect in the start, and they're definitely going in the right direction. These last couple races have been definitely really good. Didn't end up making the mile. Dan Fredrickson was running for us, but we've made almost every other race. I've had a real good time with it. Just like I said previously, just haven't had the luck we've been looking for this year. But I'm hoping maybe this second half of the year will go better for us.
Now, are you guys planning to go to Anderson for the Red Bud, or where are you at with that right now?
Definitely. We're going to go to Slinger and then go to Anderson. Both of them are going to try to make them.
Well, that's going to be a fun time. Of course, we'll have exclusive coverage for you to Slinger Nationals here on Racing America. And we'll also be bringing you the ASA Stars Race, the Red Bud 400 here. Now, as far as Nashville goes, I know you're planning to take the Pro and the Super. Is there anything that you can learn this weekend for the All-American 400, or is the track just completely different?
I'll be honest, this past 400, I really didn't get to run the whole race. We brought a brand new car there. Had like no laps of practice on it, ended up starting the race. Sadly, our throttle was starting to stick early in the run, so I ended up pulling in. I really just have no laps around Nashville. It seems like every time I go, rain comes and we don't get a lot of practice. So I feel like this weekend is really just going to be about getting more laps around there. I kind of struggle there, it seems like, the past couple of times I've been there, but I'm hoping bringing both cars might help me get some more laps around there, maybe do a little better.
Well, congratulations on that win at Citrus. We're excited. We're going to get to see a lot of you here on Racing America over the next several weeks. Good luck, and I promise if you win one of those big races, even if you win this weekend, we'll have you right. Well, we're not going to have a show next week, so the next time we have a show, we'll have you on.
Of course, I really appreciate you guys for having me. Thank you very much.
All right, that's Michael Hinde, one of the good guys. Glad to see him get that win at Citrus County. Speaking of good guys, we're going to talk to another one when we come back. We're going to talk open wheel modified racing at Star Speedway this weekend with Andy J himself, Andy Jankowiak.
Music City once again becomes Race City with one of the biggest nights of the racing year. See the best ASA racers from the Southern Super Series and the CRA Super Series. That'll July 2nd in the North-South Challenge at Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. Plus 100 laps of pro late model racing and much more. Gates open at 3 and racing starts at 5. It's the North-South Challenge July 2nd at Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. Catch it only on Racing America.
5-star bodies, the most advanced bodies on the market, aerodynamically engineered, manufactured from the highest grade and lightest weight materials, tested tough for optimum performance. The highest quality and most durable products you'll find anywhere. Our products help racers around the world reach victory lane. Winning never looked so good. Faster, lighter, stronger, better. 5-star.
Drivers, start your engines!
The best super late model drivers in the country battle at Five Flags Speedway, July 21st and 22nd in the Pepperjack Kennels Twin 100s. $10,000 to win each night, plus a special unprecedented Snowball Derby prize package for the overall winner. The stars of the ASA Southern Super Series compete, including 2022 Snowball Derby winner Derek Thorne, plus Bubba Pollard, Casey Roderick, Matt Craig, and more. For tickets and info, visit FiveFlagsSpeedway.com or check out the racing live on Racing America.
Hey, I'm Brandon Ward, and you're watching Racing America.
Glad to have you back here with us on the Bullring, presented by 5-Star Race Car Bodies, and the driver joining us now. You'll be able to watch this weekend here on Racing America at the Racers Honoring Racers 100 at Star Speedway. None other than Andy Jankowiak himself. Andy, Thanks for being here with us today.
Appreciate you guys having me.
Well, what you sound busy there. Tell me about this year between ARCA and the modified, and how's it been going so far?
Oh, it's had its ups and downs. We're bringing fast cars to the track with ARCA, but just haven't had a lot of luck, and we had a couple crashes, and I got a couple little injuries I was dealing with, but coming back from all that, and we ended up 5th at Charlotte, so we're kind of turning that around. And I've been home the last month and a half, kind of racing modifieds, and I got a couple wins with that, and we're sitting 5th in points with the ROC series, so that's exciting. And we're getting back at it actually Thursday over at Lancaster with the modified, and just because we needed something else to do, we built a 3/4 midget too. So we're hoping to debut that Thursday if we can get it done. So, and work wouldn't give me the day off, so I'm running into work right now. So
we're in the same boat.
Yes, yeah. What do you do for a living? I love finding out what all of our racers do Monday through Friday.
Pizzas for a living, so I got half of my shift covered, and the guy said he didn't want to stay no more, so I got to go in and relieve him. So I got to go get some nuts and bolts here so I can finish my midget. I think I only got to go in for like 3 hours.
Oh, so that's not too bad.
Yeah, he did the bulk of it, so I've been trying to get race cars built and just get things done. So hoping to debut our new midget this week on Thursday.
Awesome. Well, busy. I saw on Facebook not too long ago, you shared a story about your dad and uncle driving to the just tell us that story for those who didn't see it, because I thought that was so cool.
So the story it's not a story that happened. It's I've had enough people say they saw it. So my dad and my uncle were driving to the races somewhere around 1980, and the trailer broke down. The truck broke down on the way, and they were 11 miles short of the track. It was fairly country, but there is one, pretty decent sized country town in the middle. And the trailer broke down, the truck broke down, so my uncle voted that they wait for their friend who was a mechanic, and my dad said, nope, there's no time, and got out, started to unload the race car. They threw a spare tire, the toolbox, a jack, and a cooler full of beer in the car, and they drove the 11 miles, and they went to the track, and they raced that day. So,
wow.
As the story goes, my dad stopped at a red light in the middle of that town, which is Warsaw, which isn't a small town. I mean, it's a country town, but it's a town. And he's sitting at the light, and my uncle asked my dad, why'd you stop? And my dad said he didn't want to get a ticket. So that's the story.
Oh,
so
man, that is a great story.
So back in the 80s, they used to run three nights a week. They run Spencer, Lancaster, and Perry. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and it happened to be that there was a weekend where they were doing this again this year. They hadn't done it in a while. Perry hasn't been on Sundays for years, but there was one weekend where we were going to go Friday, Spencer, Lancaster, Saturday, and Perry, Sunday. So through all the old stories, my dad, my mom, and my family and everyone, they would, go racing all weekend and close the bar down after. So we decided we were going to reenact the 80s, and we had a party going at every track, and we hung out till 4 or 5 in the morning every night, and got home late, and turned it around and went back racing the next day. So when we got to Perry Sunday, we stopped a 1/4 mile short of the racetrack, unloaded the race car, and I drove the last 1/4 mile on a county road. I figured it was safe enough. I was looking around just to make sure there's no cops, and I just kind of went for it. So not a lot going on out there, so I figured it was safe.
Well, that's awesome. How do you feel about this weekend at Star?
We definitely got to get through Lancaster first. We are using the same car, so we'll see. I've had some good runs over there. We're always finicking with my modified. We've been a little off with the modified program the last couple years. We won the Race of Champions there a couple years ago and had a bunch of wins that year. And it seems like since then we've been good, but we haven't been, like Matt Hirschman good, which, very rarely are, but feel like we got a little bit further. So he got a little faster. I got a little slower. I'm not sure which. So, but Star's a good track for us. I think, we usually go there around this time of year. In the past, with they used to have the SBM 125 over there, and I've finished, I think, 3rd, 4th, and 5th in that race in the last 5 or 6 years. So we've had good runs. So we'll just have to see. Star's kind of a different animal, and we're going to be switching back and running different tires that I haven't ran all year. So be a little bit of a learning curve, but it's always a great event when those guys put it on. And I think if Star's just one of those places where you really just kind of need to hit the stagger. So if we hit the stagger and, come out of our pit stop and the car's driving good, and keep good traction and have good traction at the end. And, then you're passing guys on restarts and, you get right up there. So, it's definitely a track you don't want to miss the setup on, because if you're loose there, you're in trouble. So I think we feel pretty good. We got a good game plan, and we're going to kind of use Lancaster to try out some new things, and hopefully we'll have about half a day in our shop to kind of go back and diagnose and come up with the right game plan and turn it around, and we'll be on the road to Star.
Well, Andy, good luck at Lancaster. I was about to say Lancaster. That's what we say in South Carolina. Sorry, Lancaster, and at Star, and we love having you on. You're a throwback racer, and wish you the best of luck.
I appreciate you guys having me, and I apologize for missing my time slot there, because I'm sure it was my fault. So.
Oh no, don't worry about it.
Trust me, it was Alan's.
Yeah.
All right. 50-50.
See you later, man.
Thank you so much, guys. Appreciate you having me.
Thanks a lot. When we come back, Jimmy Renfrew. He'll join us after his big win up in Canada this weekend.
Ready to take your brand to the next level? At Victory Lane Design, we can help. If you are looking for a professional website, cutting-edge logo, a hero card that separates you from the pack, or video production to keep you connected with your fans, then check out VictoryLaneDesign.com, where winning counts. 5-Star Bodies, the most advanced bodies on the market, aerodynamically engineered, manufactured from the highest grade and lightest weight materials, tested tough for optimum performance, the highest quality and most durable products you'll find anywhere. Our products help racers around the world reach victory lane. Winning never looked so good. Faster, lighter, stronger, better. 5-Star.
Come out to Star Speedway Saturday, July 1st as the Tour Type Modifieds race for $10,000 to win in the Racers Honoring Racers 100. And that's not all. The Granite State Pro Stock Series will also be in action, along with Legends, Bandoleros, and 6 shooters. It's 100 laps of Tour Type Mod racing at Star Speedway, Saturday, July 1st. And you can see it exclusively on Racing America.
HMS Motorsport is the leader in motorsport safety, providing the most advanced driver safety products to NASCAR, IndyCar, sprint cars, and sports cars drivers. From grassroots to professional racers, HMS Motorsport has over 25 years' experience outfitting drivers with the best gear on the market. Equipped with first-hand product knowledge, our experts are ready to help you select the best harness belts, seats, head restraints, helmets, and racing attire for your type of racing. HMS is even the exclusive importer for Schroed belts, Schubert helmets, and Valero base layers. Visit one of our stores in Mooresville, North Carolina, or Danvers, Massachusetts, or check us online at hmsmotorsport.com, where you can learn the details of our products and order online. Safety starts here.
Welcome back to the Bullring, presented by 5-Star Race Car Bodies. She's Jess Ballard, and I'm Alan Dietz. Just kind of
They know.
Right. She's mad at me, but that's a different story. Our lucky dog this week is the winner of the American Canadian Tour race this past weekend up at Autodrome Chaudière in Quebec. That is Jimmy Renfrew. And Jimmy, congratulations on that win. I was, with it being Sunday and the way it fell and the cup race, being at 7 o'clock, I was able to watch the entire race. And just tell me about your thoughts about that racetrack, having never raced there before. I mean, obviously it's a place that you took to quickly.
Yeah, I mean, I've never quite raced on anything like that before, but the track surface was really good for sure. I kind of went into it just open-minded, not knowing what to expect, but knew that just like anywhere else, it's just another racetrack, so nothing to be worried about, and knew that I just had to get my car tuned in and, be good enough to the best of our ability and see what we had for the rest of the day.
I think it's always quite the statement to when drivers win at their first trip to a racetrack, and I think this was your first race in Canada. Is that right?
Yeah, I'd never even crossed the border until Sunday morning. Actually, we stayed. Our hotel was in the U.S. and so we stayed in the U.S. Saturday night, and so Sunday morning about 6 a.m. is the first time I'd even crossed the border into Canada. So pretty lucky there, I'd say.
Well, the other thing I love about that racetrack, and I've seen a couple of races there, a couple of act races and past races on television, never having been there. But I don't know if you've had a chance to go back and watch it, but there were 4 grooves on that racetrack. I mean, there were guys running as far up top as you could get. And I don't know if I've ever seen that on a racetrack that size.
Yeah, no, I don't think I have for sure. I've been to a lot of different tracks over the years, and they've been, they're pretty 2-groove or even 1-groove racetracks where it's really hard to pass. And that was one thing they told me about Chaudière, was that there was 4 lanes of racing, and they were all pretty competitive. You could run in pretty much any lane and be just as fast, but I knew those guys would be moving up there towards the end. I didn't know exactly how good it would work with it being a day race and not going into the night. My spotter was keeping me updated, telling me that, those guys were moving up to the top, but, we kept rolling on the bottom and couldn't seem to find any reason to move up there, considering that nobody was gaining ground on us basically. But definitely would be interested to go back there at night into a night race where, it really moves up to the 4th lane and try to, see what that's like and be able to run up there a little bit and maybe make a couple more passes up there.
Well, speaking of going back, what's up next for you in the rest of the 2023 season?
Just pretty much running my pro stock or pass car anywhere I can on the off weeks from ACT. I'm going to do the rest of the ACT races. And I know we have another trip to Canada here coming up in a couple weeks, going to Autodrome Montmagny. So I'm excited to go back to that one.
You're getting good at French.
Definitely looking forward to hopefully getting to go back to Canada a few more times. We had fun going up there. So if there's any other big races up there that we can make it to, we'll definitely consider going up again.
Are you taking both cars to the 250, or how are you planning to tackle it?
Yeah, I'm gonna plan on running the ACT race. I'm already entered for the Oxford 250, and the ACT race obviously is the Saturday night, the night before. So I'll be attending both of those and hopefully make the 250 this year and have a good show in both races.
Well, Jimmy, we're looking forward to it. It's been great watching you this year and really watching you grow from your street stock days up to now. Congratulations on the win, and I got a feeling it's not going to be the last one this year.
Yeah, I hope so. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
All right, that's Jimmy Renfrew, the winner at Chaudière this past weekend. When we come back, we'll tell you what you can see here on Racing America this weekend.
Welcome to the new home for race fans, Racing America. Live short track racing, exclusive team content.
I bet. That's what they all say. Any NASCAR fan is really a short track fan at heart.
Behind-the-scenes access. From grassroots to NASCAR, join us at the home for race fans everywhere. Racing America, it's in our DNA.
HMS Motorsport is the leader in motorsport safety, providing the most advanced driver safety products to NASCAR, IndyCar, sprint cars, and sports cars drivers. From grassroots to professional racers, HMS Motorsport has over 25 years' experience outfitting drivers with the best gear on the market. Equipped with first-hand product knowledge, our experts are ready to help you select the best harness belts, seats, head restraints, helmets, and racing attire for your type of racing. HMS is even the exclusive importer for Schroed belts, Schubert helmets, and Valero base layers. Visit one of our stores in Mooresville, North Carolina, or Danvers, Massachusetts, or check us online at hmsmotorsport.com, where you can learn the details of our products and order online. Safety starts here.
One of racing's crown jewels, the 50th annual Oxford 250 returns to Oxford Plains Speedway with 3 big days of racing, August 25th through the 27th. See North America's best short trackers battle for a chance at $50,000 on Sunday, August 27th. Plus, racing for the ACT late models, New England Super Modifieds, and more. It's the 50th annual Oxford 250, August 25th through the 27th, and you can see it all on Racing America.
Welcome to Raceface Digital Collectible Cards. Are you a driver or a team looking to expand your brand? Want to connect with your fans, give sponsors more exposure, and earn income from all card sales? Then Raceface Digital has you covered. Digitize your brand with 5 different collectible cards. Enrollment is now open to all drivers and all series. Visit racefacedigital.com today and use invite code RA1.
Welcome back to the Bullring, presented by 5-Star Race Car Bodies. And Jess, I've got a feeling that this weekend we're going to see a lot of 5-Star Race Car Bodies on Racing America, as we always do.
Yes.
So
new, old.
That's right. And we're going to take you around the corner to tell you where you can see some of those 5-Star Race Car Bodies this weekend. We'll start out Thursday night, State Park Speedway in Wisconsin, with their super late models being the featured division. It lets you kind of rest up, maybe celebrate the 4th early on Friday, not broadcast any races. There probably won't be any races broadcast anywhere Friday. So just leave. Don't be around, because Racing America is not going to be broadcasting any races on Friday. But Saturday, we have got a big day for you, starting with the racers honoring Racers 100 for the Tour Type Modifieds at Star Speedway in New Hampshire. That's going to be for $10,000 to win. We talked to Andy Jankowiak. You're going to have Matt Swanson, Matt Hirschman, all sorts of good guys there, along with the Granite State Pro Stock Series. Birch Run up in Michigan, the JEG CRA All-Stars will be there. At Delaware Speedway up in Ontario, not Delaware.
Ohio.
Or the state Delaware.
Oh. Yeah.
The APC United late models will be there for the Canada Day 100. That's kind of their version of something we have here in the United States, maybe the 4th of July, but they're having a good time up in Canada for Canada Day.
Okay.
That'll be on Saturday. Also, we'll be at Anderson Speedway. Late models there racing for 75 laps. Great Sunday of racing, Jess. ASA Southern Super Series, ASA CRA Super Series, North-South Challenge at Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. Pro late models are going to be there. That's going to be a great day of racing, starting at 5 p.m. Local time, so I think that's 5 p.m. Central. Spud Speedway, way up in Maine. The past super late models and past modifieds be racing there. Then we'll wind it down Sunday night, as we like to do, with the Elite 8 super late models. We're getting closer to the Slinger Nationals. These super late models trying to get laps. And I also want to make a mention, if you're down in Texas, down on the Gulf Coast, we won't be broadcasting it, but, you know, trying to save some paved oval racing in Texas, get out to Houston Motorsports Park. The ovals racing on Saturday night. They're going to have outlaws, modifieds, trucks, all sorts of great divisions. Check that out, Houston Motorsports Park in Texas on Saturday.
God bless Texas.
God bless Texas. We're going to wrap it up and tell you why you're not going to see us the next couple of weeks after this.
Five-star bodies, the most advanced bodies on the market, aerodynamically engineered, manufactured from the highest grade and lightest weight materials, tested tough for optimum performance. The highest quality and most durable products you'll find anywhere. Our products help racers around the world reach victory lane. Winning never looked so good. Faster, lighter, stronger, better. 5-star.
SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel are your all-inclusive motorsports warehouses with more than 450 product lines. They have everything to put you in victory lane, from professional racing to street performance. SRI and Stock Car Steel have you covered with leading brands as well as a large selection of steel, aluminum, and plastics. With locations in North Carolina and Indiana, access has never been easier. SRI has the world's largest inventory of used parts. SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel and Aluminum, your one-stop shops for everything racing.
Come out to Star Speedway Saturday, July 1st as the Tour Type Modifieds race for $10,000 to win in the Racers Honoring Racers 100. That's not all. The Granite State Pro Stock Series will also be in action, along with legends, bandoleros, and 6 shooters. It's 100 laps of Tour Type Mod racing at Star Speedway, Saturday, July 1st. And you can see it exclusively on Racing America.
Welcome to Raceface Digital Collectible Cards. Are you a driver or a team looking to expand your brand? Want to connect with your fans, give sponsors more exposure, and earn income from all card sales? Then Raceface Digital has you covered. Digitize your brand with 5 different collectible cards. Enrollment is now open to all drivers and all series. Visit racefacedigital.com today and use invite code RA1.
Final lap, white flag is out here on the Bullring. We want to thank all of our guests, Rich Bickle, as well as Phil Surgeon, Michael Hinde, Jimmy Renfrew, and Andy Jankowiak. And we told you we're not going to be here the next couple of weeks. No Cars Tour show this week because Cars Tour is racing tonight. Next week, July the 4th falls on Tuesday. We're going to take that off because we don't want to work, frankly. And I'm sure you folks don't want to have to watch us because it's appointment television. And then the week after that, Tuesday, July the 11th, Slinger Nationals.
Yes.
And as we said today, it's going to be Rich Bickle and I in the booth, which is might be worth the price of listening and watching.
I think it will be. I think there's going to be, I think a lot of people are looking forward to that. And good luck with that.
I hope I don't get fired. I hope I don't get fired.
This may be the last time you ever see Alan Dietz on this show.
Well, hopefully Rich will be good.
What's appointment TV?
That means it's 7 p.m. Wednesday. You're going to watch Racing America every week. No Cars Tour show next week for the same reasons.
It's like the Kardashians.
We don't want to work next week, and the week after that we'll be dealing with Slingers, so yada, 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 and then we'll be back on our regular schedule. So, Jess, I hope you have a good time. Doing
what?
Whatever. Hopefully there won't be a lot of changes, between now and the next time you're here on the show.
Oh, I do have my final surgery coming up. Yep. And was this
you said it, not me.
Is this my formal invite to the 4th of July barbecue?
Yeah, come on.
All right.
But I don't know where it'll be. It won't be at my house.
Oh, all right, never mind.
All righty. So for all of us here at Racing America, have a happy and safe 4th of July, and we'll see you back here in a few weeks on the board.
Five-star bodies, the most advanced bodies on the market, aerodynamically engineered, Manufactured from the highest grade and lightest weight materials. Tested tough for optimum performance. The highest quality and most durable products you'll find anywhere. Our products help racers around the world reach victory lane. Winning never looked so good. Faster, lighter, stronger, better. 5-star.
Music City once again becomes Race City with one of the biggest nights of the racing year. See the best ASA racers from the Southern Super Series and the CRA Super Series battle July 2nd in the North-South Challenge at Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. Plus 100 laps of pro late model racing and much more. Gates open at 3 and racing starts at 5. It's the North-South Challenge July 2nd at Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. Catch it only on Racing America.
SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel are your all-inclusive motorsports warehouses with more than 450 product lines. They have everything to put you in victory lane, from professional racing to street performance. SRI and Stock Car Steel have you covered with leading brands as well as a large selection of steel, aluminum, and plastics. With locations in North Carolina and Indiana, access has never been easier. SRI has the world's largest inventory of used parts. SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel and Aluminum, your one-stop shops for everything racing.
Hey, this is Matt Kenseth. Come and join me at Slinger Super Speedway for the Slinger Nationals.
8-time Nationals winner Matt Kenseth takes on Chase Elliott, William Byron, and the best pavement racers in America for a chance at over $30,000 to win. It's the 44th annual Cobblestone Hotels Slinger Nationals. It all goes down Tuesday, July 11th at Slinger Super Speedway. Racing starts at 6:30. You can see it exclusively on